going, Dana?
Hi, John. Good. How are you? Hi, Emma.
It's so great to see everyone. Happy
Hi,
Wednesday. I'm just going to go ahead and get started and add people as they come in. I know some people like to tune in a little later too, so I'll go ahead and get started. Hope everyone's Wednesday is going well. So for a couple of Zoom rules that we have at our weekly Lunch and Learns, please mute yourself when you're not speaking. We recommend speaker view for presentation. Video sharing is optional, though we love to see all your smiling and friendly faces. We also really encourage you to type all of your questions and comments into the chat. We will have a Q&A at the end with our special guest speaker today, but we'd love to hear your engagement and see you engaged and hear your thoughts about our guest speaker, what she's talking about, or any other feedback that you have during this whole Lunch and Learn. We love to hear from you, and we do include them in our recap email that we send out to our database as well. So please, we encourage you to engage with us. A couple updates from Autism Tree. Since March of last year, we have now reached over 565,000 through our social media channels. This is everything. This includes Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, we do it. Thanks to everyone who has been sharing our posts. Our posts have been shared 970 times. So thank you to everyone who has just been an amazing, just following our community and staying connected with everyone during this time. We've shared 367 videos on our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe today. We'd love to have you stay engaged with us each week. We do post these videos weekly. We've posted 315 of those videos since March of last year when shelter in place happened. So thanks to all of our program managers and volunteers who have submitted engaging fun activities, ideas, 1-minute videos to our Autism Tree family to engage our kids at home. And we have a couple of different series. One is our Reading with Autism Tree series, which a volunteer reads a children's book to our kids. And we posted 105 videos of just that series and reached over 48,000 people and growing. We've also provided 242 virtual events to date, with 14 events coming up between now and the end of April. And we are setting our calendars for May and June as well. So stay tuned and everything that's coming up. Autism Tree, we are offering 19 of our 20 programs, 18 virtually, and 1 is our Bridge to the Beach program, which we are hoping will be in person again this year as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to plug you in on all that's happening at our family. So without further ado, I will pass it off to Dana Hoff, our co-founder and volunteer executive director. She will be introducing our special guest speaker today.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here with you, ATPF family, and just to share that, I haven't seen our speaker, Julie, since before COVID. Julie, last time we saw each other was the program managers meeting last year. And what an awesome program managers meeting that was, that we pulled off in 220. I mean, I told Julie, I've been reflecting on her this entire morning. I'm sort of like, this is the only Lunch and Learn Julie that Rebecca and I've been working on it up to the very minute we've gone on, and we're still not done. So we're gonna change up something, you guys. We pulled so many photos. It's kind of a reflection that happens to me when I'm going through losing someone. I get crazy again about photos. So if you guys can bear with me, it's happening, where I can't stop looking at photos, and I can't stop just appreciating and loving and cherishing the moments and just being really grateful. So I asked Rebecca if we could add all these other photos of Julie in the follow-up email that we do, because I truly love them. And some of them are just us messing around with our Autism Tree family. What a cool thing. We used to have time sometimes to roll that in, and I think we're all going to do more of that when we can get past this pandemic. But the strongest feeling I had was in looking at the photos, just being so in awe of Julie, literally Julie. I was just like, you know, Julie's partnered in Music Therapy Center of California. They started it out of their cars. And that is when I met you, Julie. You know, Angela would come to my house and she'd be in her car. And, you know, I interfaced more with Angela, and Angela did the therapy with Julie. I mean, with Angela, but Julie, I always knew that music therapy in California is two people, Angela and Julie. And so whatever you know, I saw happening with Garrett, um, literally hitting a wall, and you talked about it. I watched I think I might want to share that interview, Rebecca. Julie, I'm going to attach on the follow-up email a 15-minute interview. I didn't include it today, everybody on this call, because it's about 15 minutes. It's an interview of Julie, and I absolutely love it. And the occupational therapist that's interviewing her calls her a local celebrity. And when she introduces her, she doesn't introduce her like I'm going to introduce her today, which is a family member. She introduces her with all her glowing things that make her a local celebrity. And so we're going to attach that in the follow-up email. But Julie, when I watched it, I just, you know, thought, wow, you talked about things in that interview. And I just kept finding myself as a parent going, yeah, that's why we did music therapy. Garrett hit a wall in speech and we didn't know what to do. And I knew I had the best speech therapist in Carrot Odds. And we were spending all this money and just, it was a total fail, not because of the speech therapy. Garrett just hit a wall. And you talk about it in that video. And I just remember going, yes, that's what happened, Julie. That's why we went to music therapy in California. And that's what happened. It was a quantum leap. And so many, you know, things that we did with Julie and Angela in harmony was directly from the work that was being done at our house with Garrett. And Todd, being such a data-driven guy, was like, you need to have this shown in a research project, and you need to create a program that everyone can benefit from, which is in harmony. And then a couple things that were illuminated for me in the interview that I was taking notes on, and was hoping you might want to mention, and we might be able to tag on to the follow-up email, is I'm sure you might have even increased it, because I know every day you're helping people. But in the interview, it said, I believe, that you raised $110,000, and you did, that was a scholarship for 200 children. And I had to pause it and write it down and just go, you know, I don't think I knew that, Julie. That's a lot of children. And honestly, every day I'm, you know, still interacting with families that have children that aren't speaking. And I think they could benefit from, they might need a scholarship. And they also, the little Songbird program you talked about and the Rockstar program, which is 3 free online therapy groups with the music infused, I think different than our music therapy group. I liked hearing about it. So, you know, I got really excited. I spent time going through your website. I've been to your banding together groups, but those things about the scholarships, especially now during the pandemic, and how you pivoted online and Camp Jam, I think are things I want to include, you know, links to in our follow-up email. And then I did want to tell you, I hadn't really seen Kelly Green. This is like a little personal hello to you from Kelly Green. And so Kelly's done all the graphics for us. So Party Like a Rock Star, our, you know, luncheon themes, every theme we've ever had at our, you know, Monday Night Football at Doug Flutie, our 5-year, our 10-year, it's all designed by Kelly Green. And Kelly and I actually met in Gymboree when our children were 1 month old. Her daughter Samantha is the same age as Garrett. And then who you know, Julie, is their son, Zach Green. And so Kelly Green's son, Zach, is a really great musician. Her children don't have special needs. And his favorite thing to volunteer in since forever is with banding together. I think it's Camp Jam that he volunteers for, Julie, right?
Actually, at jam sessions.
Okay. Well, she was still, again, talking about it yesterday, because Zach is if you don't know, they wanted him to be an Olympic diver. He's really that good. They were after him all of high school. He's graduating. He just wants to have a normal college experience. But he's so talented in so many areas, and yet like what he really loves doing is like being on stage with the kids. And then he was down there with Jason Mraz, and I didn't even know he was going to be there. And then I ran into the Greens family. So that's one thing, you guys, if you don't know, if you stay involved with Autism Tree as a family, what absolutely always happens is whenever we do any kind of an event, our people that know each other will run into each other and not understand why they're at an Autism Tree event. They'll be like, why are you here? And so when Julie did the event with Jason Mraz, kind of like right before COVID, right, Julie? I went with Todd and Lisa and her husband, Aaron. And then we ran into the whole Green family, the grandparents, everything. And I was like, what are you guys doing here? And I didn't realize Zach was going to be down there on stage. And they just said it was the most incredible, their whole family was like, that's just like the best thing we've ever experienced. And just to see where Zach heart lies is, fully incredible. And, I experienced that. And it's one of my, I don't know, sort of soul level blessings is seeing families that love the foundation, that have kids that don't have autism, and those kids are falling in love with these different programs. And so I just wanted you to know Kelly said hi, Julie, and just to really thank you for really honestly being an integral part of Garrett's success that he's had. We would not have got through the speech hurdle without music therapy and speech. I'm super clear on that. And though I mainly had my time with Angela, I know you and Angela are the whole person together is Music Therapy of California. And I don't know if you know that, but now I need you to know that. And this is on video, so you're not going to forget it. But, Todd wanted me to also tell you, when I told him you were coming on today, he said, could you please tell Julie how much I tried to say, I can't handle it. We already sold our house. We're doing Lovas. We're paying for speech, and we can't be paying this music therapy bill. It's too much. And he really, that was the only time he was kind of like going, okay, time out. It's when we started doing the music therapy on top of everything else at our house. And he said as soon as he met you guys and he saw such an improvement in Garrett, I mean, it was like it happened pretty fast where we were breaking through the wall. He just said he really wants you to remember how much he got impressed so fast, and you guys made him fans like within a month. So Todd gives you his love too, and I just can't thank you enough for being here. We have a question for you. If you don't mind, answer it. We always start with a question. This one is a photo that we get sent in to make it a little bit more personal. The background photo is by Santana. She is someone that we love at Autism Tree. If you haven't met her, she was in London, UK with her husband. This was 2018. And the question is, if you could be any musician in the world, who would you be and why?
This is a great question and a really hard one to answer. There's so many.
You know what? I want to tell you something. You could be a male musician or a female. You know what? It was really easy for me. You know what? Who I would want to be? Lenny Kravitz. I want to be Lenny Kravitz.
I see that Jeff says he'd be a piano player. That's awesome. I love that. Gosh, I think I would want to be, there's just so many great musicians out there. But right now, the first one that comes to mind is I think I would want to be someone like Taylor Swift, right? She has a huge following, does a lot of good in the world, or Madonna, right? Like a huge female singer having positive influence on females and people in general across the world. Huge span, loves performing, great songwriter, really talented. So as probably silly as it sounds, I would probably pick a pop star like Taylor Swift, who's really made her mark in the world. She's just amazing, so talented.
I love it. And Karen Wright, I saw you typed in Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Um, so, okay, normally this is one of the first times I chose a video that's actually reflective of you. I got it off your own website. Normally I pick something that's not, but I love this video so much. And I feel like it captures, you know, what you're doing at music therapy. What is music therapy? And it's from your own website.
The Music Therapy Center of California has had the privilege and honor of getting to work with over 1,000 children, teens, and young adults with special needs. And we're committed to helping kids and families pursue their best potential. Many children start with us when they're young, doing music therapy as a lesson to work on sensory, motor, or academic skills. And then as they get older, if they show a particular interest in an instrument, we might put them into an adapted lesson. And then if they really begin to become proficient at that instrument, we'll put them in a rock band. Our goal is really to help promote that lifelong music making for individuals if that's something that they're showing an interest in. For many young children, they often hit a wall with other therapies such as speech therapy, and music therapy can be a really effective way to help them break that barrier because it's something different, and music is success-oriented, it's fun, and everybody loves music and instruments, so who doesn't want to participate in that? At the Music Therapy Center, we use neurologic music therapy techniques, specializing in how music can make changes in our brain. And this advanced training and understanding drives how we design our sessions to help people reach their best at any age. Brady is 4, he's turning 5 in August.
We're both musicians, we're both music teachers, and so we've seen what an effect music can have on people.
I know for a fact that the music therapy is the one that really got through to him. They got him blowing through a horn or some kind of flute, and no one else could do that. And because it's through music, I think he doesn't think it's work. It's all fun. My experience with the Music Therapy Center has been definitely a positive one. And I kind of gauge that by my son, because when I tell him, hey, tomorrow is music, he's always like, okay, and he gets ready to go. When we first started out, he was incapable of moving each finger individually. So then once we started doing the adaptive piano lessons and he was able to actually move his fingers, I started seeing progression in his speech. And once I saw progression in his speech, and that kind of led to progression in his academics, which included reading and math skills. He keeps on exceeding our expectations every day.
My favorite part of being in a band is playing the drum on a real stage. We do recitals and gigs at North Park Theater and at Borders and other places. I like playing with a group of guys because I have to be social. I always have a lot of fun.
The most change in Connor has been just his willingness to join in and try new things, and his flexibility. He's not so inside himself. He's a little more social. I think he's got something to be proud of. Having been on stage, to him, that's something that he thinks is really cool. I just think it's given him a sense of belonging to something. Just keep looking for your child's passion. Try to find something that they love, that they can enjoy, and can give them happiness. I think that music is going to reach any individual regardless of their skill set or their preference. Every person is capable of leading a happy, engaged, and rewarding life.
Julie, I was so happy to find that video on your website. I just thought, you know, it was just a great intro to you and what you guys are doing. And like I said, that interview of you, I thought was really great because it just it was a more thorough look at you. So we will share that. But what I wanted to say is it's so nice to have you here with your ATPF family, and really just to learn from you today. We've done this every week almost since COVID started. So what week is this, Rebecca?
It's the 46th week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just kind of takes your breath away, right? But I mean, the truth is we've been in this together. You've started MTC, Music Therapy Center of California, I think the year after we started Autism Tree. I'm pretty sure. What
Just
year are you
amazing.
in at MTC right now?
We hit year 17. February was our 17th anniversary. And actually, I was going to talk about this today anyway. I remember being at one of the meetings where Autism Tree was picking the logo, I believe. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit.
Wow. I mean, that's fully incredible. We're the same. Then I'm wrong. You started the foundation out of your car when we started Autism Tree out of our home.
Mhm.
And like I said, Todd was having a heart attack when Angela was coming over to our house and he was getting one more bill. But no, he's got nothing but love and gratitude. And when you reflect on that time, it's just it really takes a little bit where you just have to sit and pause. And that's why we are going to include all these photos we found, but maybe not right. I will see. Rebecca, do you want to bring up the photos you pulled? Wait 1 second. So before you pull the photos, I pulled this quote in your honor, Julie, after reflecting on you, that music is the best solution to any problem. That's kind of like what I felt was your essence. And I like when you talk about the goosebumps you got and when you were looking through the little tiny cards that said, uh, helping you decide what you wanted to do. And I just felt like in your world, music is the best solution, and to any problem. And I love that you brought that to my world specifically, and then to Autism Trees, and you bring it to the greater world, and in a way that I could never capture entirely. Here's the photos that we found from the archives. You know what, Rebecca? I'm not seeing the screen where I can talk. Somehow I'm missing like being able to talk to everybody.
Hold on, I'll put you
I
on.
don't know what's happening.
You
Okay,
see
thank
now?
you. Let me
Okay.
bring up we can bring up the photos and I feel like I can talk to you guys. Okay. So that photo in the far left is the year we opened up the office. And that was 2011. And I love that picture of Julie standing outside the office. And that's actually during National Autism Awareness Month, which is what we're in right now. 2011, when we opened the office in Point Loma, and there's Julie doing her thing, helping another parent in the HPF office. I just absolutely love looking back on the office opening. And here's some flyers that are from different events that were going on. And I love some of these photos of Julie and Angela. They're like, the rock star team, always decked out to the nines. There they are, Julie and Angela's in her red dress. Julie's all dressed to the nines for our Hard Rock Hotel 10-year. I love that outfit you're wearing, Julie. And if you look at the characters, there's 6 of them. Julie's in the far right-hand corner. It's the second photo over from the right-hand side. And she was Joelized as a rock star, and she sure looks like a rock star right next to it with Ann Leslie and her significant partner, Scott. So these ones are kind of fun too. This is going way back to 2014 at Humphreys. John Hickey's on the call. John will remember helping us produce that event at Humphreys. Little trivia, that's like where I believe John met Fran, is at Humphreys. And so these are really fun photos of program managers meetings where we're recognizing Julie and Angela for running programs at ATPF. There's Sandy Anderson in the mix, the second photo over in the middle. And the one underneath of it was Josh Everett with Lisa, Susan DeVincent, and Angela Julie from a program managers meeting. And then the other ones are junior theater, are just such a fun memory. You can just see we were having a blast. And these ones are from the top left is last year, if you can believe it. That's our program managers meeting. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Wow.
And then the one next to it, we're at breakfast at Tiffany's. And then the far right-hand corner is actually at the top. Me, Sandy, and Julie, we're at Angela's like wedding shower, bridal party. And then underneath that's another one from the luncheon. Really kind of fun stuff. You can just see, you know, there's our team in the far right-hand corner at a Salvation Army event. I like that photo next to it of Todd in the flower lay with you and Angela. And that other one with Dr. Novak in it, I believe is when you started the research project, Julie. That's 2015. And then the one next to that, I think, is at a parent mentor event. Just so many fun moments. I love seeing these photos. Is there any other slides, Becca? Or are these it? Okay. Well, we found other ones and we can organize them by year. But the biggest, you know, thing I want to say to you is just how much I'm blown away by all that you've achieved in 17 years, not just, you know, within Autism Tree, but within your whole community. And we're going to also attach the research you did at Autism Tree. I don't know if you're going to say anything about that, but I tried to have that on a slide today and we just ran out of time. But I'm so proud of that too. And so I don't know, I would have a hard time saying what my favorite memory is. I tried and I love them all so much. I can't do it, Julie. Do you have a favorite one?
No, there's too many. Well, maybe if I had to pick, I'd probably say the rock star was that it was your 10 year. That was just such a great event and so much fun. That's probably my favorite, but there's so many more.
Okay, you know what? I did find my favorite moment. My mind-blowing moment was coming to the banding together event at Belly Up, and I knew you guys had been doing it, but it was like, I think it was your 10 year when Jason Mraz was on stage.
9. It was our 9th. Yeah.
9. Okay. So I show up and it was just something I will never forget. The way you let Jason Mraz just shine, and you could tell, was getting more as a human out of his relationships with all the kids and banding together around him, singing and bumping into him and doing music with him. And it seemed like it was about like at least 20 different types of adult kids, you know, on stage with Jason Mraz. And the whole thing was surreal to me. It was just so organic, so unproduced, so just pure joy. And what really touched me too was just how you and Julie were not sort of like, normally when you're doing an event, you're kind of really caught up in working and just, it's a lot of work. But like, that was so different because there were so many kids on stage with him and he was just having so much fun. And I felt like you and Angela were almost like you were just 100% present in the moment. And I think that's almost unheard of to do when you're putting together a fundraiser like that. I couldn't believe it. But then I understood why, because it was surreal. It really was. That was my favorite thing I've ever seen in 17 years with the kids, because it really was all about the kids and him and his relationship with them and singing and just having an awesome time.
That was a great memory. That was a great one, Dana. Hard to beat that one.
Oh God, thanks for being here, Julie. And thanks for just blessing me today, just reflecting on all of it.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here. And I know I was telling Dana and Rebecca before we went live, like what an honor it was to have some time to reflect about ATPF and the significant role it's played in my life and our company's life over the last 17 years. It's been just amazing. So I can't wait to talk about that a little bit today with you. And I'll have some pictures coming up of my business partner, Angela, and I, but people often get us interchanged. And the joke sometimes running with the staff is that we go by Jolangela, Julie and Angela combined. People are always getting us mixed up. So Yeah, so I'm going to start talking just a little bit about my background of how I became, a music therapist and how I came to the Music Therapy Center and that role in my life and what ATPF means to me. And then I can't wait to share some resources with you because there's a lot of great things going on in the community that Dana already foreshadowed for us today so perfectly. And I love that quote, Dana, that music is the solution to every problem. I mean, that's definitely, I wish that was completely true because we always joke if it worked in every situation, we would be millionaires. But I think we're not millionaires quite yet, but we will be. So I love that quote. And I love pictures too. So I pulled quite a few different pictures of some things today. But what I love about these photos that I show you on the screen are some of my favorite interactions with some of my clients and students at events, and just seeing the joy that music can bring and interacting with our students. So that's just why I'm a music therapist, right? Why do I do music therapy? It's the joy. And I hope you'll see all the smiles and the photos I've pulled for today. It's not always fun and joy, right? But there's so many great moments, and I hope you get to leave feeling inspired by our students today. So go ahead, you can go to the next slide. So not many people know this about me, but I grew up in an organization called Campfire, which is a lot like Boy Scouts or Brownies, Girl Scouts, and I started the time I was 5. I was a bluebird when I was 5, and my mom and my aunts were in this organization as well. So it was, something for me I wanted to do as a tradition for what my family did. And I went all the way through, and similar to like in an Eagle Scout program where you can earn or Boy Scouts, you earn an Eagle Scout. I earned the highest honor in that organization called the Wohelo Medallion. So that's the picture you see of me in the middle, holding a cake with my mom and my sister on either side of me. That's what the Wohelo Medallion looks like. It stands for work, health, and love. And through this organization, I really learned the value of community and leadership and volunteering and giving back. But I also learned a lot about myself in this organization and growing up. And in creating my why, I went back and looked at Campfire's mission, and I was blown away when I read their mission. You'll see it on the side of the screen there, and I was like, I embody their mission. Like, this was my experience in Campfire. And I really felt like I was nurtured and encouraged to figure out what my unique skills and interests were, what my passions were, and to adopt a growth mindset in my life, and to continue charting healthy habits, take a leadership role in the community. I think people might laugh now. They probably might not see me as a person who connects to nature very often because I prefer glamping over camping these days. But once upon a time, I did lots of outdoorsy things, and I still love hiking and being from the Pacific Northwest. It's something I still love. So you can see, my pictures turned sideways a little bit when it imported for you, but the picture on the top right is actually from an event where I was planting a tree with my best friend Amy from elementary school, and the park is down the street from my parents. I'm planting a tree on Arbor Day. So again, volunteering and giving back was just a part of my life, and helping other people. That was something I grew up with. And then, of course, a huge part of my life growing up was music. And one of my first memories of music was my mom she played flute in high school. So she had her old flute in the closet, and I begged her to, Mom, please take it out and play a song for me. So she would every once in a while. So of course, when I could join band, that was the instrument that I picked. And I did all the things, throughout high school, junior high, marching band, and, symphony, and all the things, and took flute lessons. And really, that's where my love of music was nurtured and developed. In the picture on the far right, you'll see on the very far right, and that's a great 80s photo of my bangs. I'm my flute teacher and another student. And it was through that flute studio where I got to perform at a retirement community, and I played the song Blue Moon. And I will never forget the seniors' reaction to me playing that song. They lit up, their faces, they sang along, they hummed, they moved their body, they tapped their toes. And that was the first taste for me. I didn't even know what music therapy was at the time, but seeing that in action and seeing how powerful music could be made such an influence on me. And Dana, you'd mentioned this just briefly, but in choosing a career, of course, I was looking at what am I good at? What do I want to do? And I was like, I could be a band director, I could be a teacher, I could be a psychologist, but none of them felt right. And then I saw a 1-paragraph description about music therapy. This is before the internet, right? Where you couldn't necessarily go Google, what is music therapy? And I found a 1-paragraph description. And I was like, I got goosebumps. This is it. This is what I'm meant to do with my life. And then I got recruited in high school to go play in college. And my professor there made such an impact on me. So fast forward, finishing college, came to San Diego to do my internship and met my business partner, Angela. So a little flashback photo on the far right, that's my business partner, Angela, and I shaking hands on the day we decided to officially sign the papers of going into business together. And on the top left, in comparison, this is us today. My, how we've changed, but we still like to have a lot of fun. We founded the Music Therapy Center together because we saw a huge need in the community. No one was doing groups for music therapy for individuals with autism and special needs. And we knew music was powerful, right? Music is the solution to every problem. And so we're like, this is something we should do. Let's try it out together. And I think back now on that, we were lucky we didn't know what we knew then, but because we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. It's been a labor of love for sure, a lot of work, but really I felt like that was our big dream. We had a really big dream of starting this center where we could have groups and we could see people, we could bring music therapy to families in our area. And so we do that by pursuing potential and empowering our clients to become their best, one note at a time. So go ahead and go to the next slide. So I think about, why I am, what keeps me motivated and what keeps me energized in my field. And it's really the students and the stories and the families that we serve and that we can work with, like I love the story of Garrett, Dana, and how, working with a young child, right? Music can help them do skills like daily living, social skills, taking turns, right? But then as they grow throughout time and build confidence in their skill set, maybe we do adapted lessons. And then maybe from there, we can move them into a band that goes out and performs in the community. And so you can see here some of the faces and responses our students are having to that feel of getting to go out and perform and getting to feel the power of and magic of being on stage. But not all of our students have that opportunity, and it starts small, right? It starts with maybe we're working on really simple tasks like how to greet someone for the first time, or how to take turns, or how to understand when someone says no. But all these skills build up over time. And I think of something I learned during COVID was I read the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about this principle. I'm probably getting ahead of myself in the slides, but he talks about this principle of the power of 1%, right? And it's like compound interest. So for students, with autism and special needs, sometimes that little skill of learning and just greeting someone or saying hello is really hard. But that power of making 1% progress over time compounds and makes a huge difference in the lives of our students. And so finding what they're talented at, like that's what I see in this slide, right? We see the progress over time with our students who have opportunities to be on stage, to perform with a group, and or get to perform and meet Jason Mraz, like Dana was talking about, or Ziggy Marley you see on the left-hand bottom corner. But I love my job, and I wouldn't give it up for anything because of the looks on their faces. They get to be rock stars every day, which is why I wore my rock star hat. I know Dana has a rock star shirt or a hat she likes to wear, but we really like to say we raise rock stars. I just wanted to talk briefly about our core values. And actually, Angela did the first one at the end of that video that you chose, Dana. So that was a really perfect choice and great lead into this. I think ATPF embodies many of our core values of why we work so well together and why we've had such a successful long-term relationship. And Music Therapy Center believes that we transform the community by building inclusive relationships. And we know by no doubt do that. We love our relationship with ATPF. I love referring families to ATPF. In fact, when I first meet families or I meet a family in crisis, the first place I refer them is to you. And I love ATPF because there's a place for everyone. And it's so amazing. And ATPF also inspires hope. And I think that we have very similar core values, and it's just really neat to see how those play out in our community. Here at the Music Therapy Center, we believe everyone has the best, and we can pursue that through music. So this is one of my favorite ATPF memories. I don't know if you remember this, Dana, but we're at a program managers meeting. And of course, we love to use music through everything. So I asked the audience to sing along. And so we're using the tune of YMCA, right? ATPF or whatever. I can't do it on the mirrored screen for all of you, but this is such a great memory, and being able to use music, whether we're training parents, teachers, families, whether we're working with our kids for the first time in a musical play group, or where we're in a drumming circle situation, we love what we do, and we get to bring people together through the power of music. So here's some pictures from one of our drum circle groups that our interns have had the opportunity and pleasure of doing. Love this group. They get to interact with each other. They get to have a peer mentor with them from the NCL group, which is just so amazing. So I love the looks on their faces. I had to throw in some of my favorite moments with Dana. Go ahead, you go to the next one. I wanted to talk just really quick about one of my lessons learned. This theme, as I was reflecting on ATPF today and thinking, gosh, how what are the lessons I've learned? And if I was talking to a parent in particular, what would I share? And I think the lesson I've learned is that it's really important to find your child's talent and their passion and what they're good at, and build on that for them. Whether it's music, right? Many of our students, music is the thing for them. In fact, the young man you see on the screen, Reed Moriarty, he's one of our longtime clients who's still with us, and he embodies our core values, our mission of pursuing potential. And music for him has become a lifelong vocation now for him. And his mom is Andrea. She's an author. She's written several books about her experience parenting a son with autism. And I think what's really powerful about this is that by finding what your child is good at and maximizing their interests, that's what will get you really far. And ATPF, to me, when I look at ATPF, you guys have something for everyone. You have a program for everyone. You've got a music program, you've got a horse program, you've got a food nutrition program. You've got so many opportunities. So just take those opportunities to find your child's unique talents and skills and see where it leads them. That's ironically what I was talking about in the beginning of what happened for me. I see that in many of our students here, like Reed. It's just so powerful. Everyone has the best, right? So here's some resources within ATPF that if we hope that you'll refer families to or access and utilize yourself. Our musical playgroup program runs on one Saturday a month, usually the fourth Saturday of every month. So you can register for that. Through Autism Tree, such a fun program, interactive music making right now on Zoom. Maybe one day we get to return in person, let's hope. A couple other resources for you to put in your tool belt to know about. The Music Therapy Center does offer free 30-minute screenings. So please contact us to take advantage of that opportunity. Also through our nonprofit Banding Together, Dana was mentioning this earlier today as well. We offer music therapy scholarships, and I did quickly look up our statistic. To date, we've awarded $117,000 to 224 families in 6-month music therapy scholarships, as well as being able to attend Camp Jam, which is a really unique camp program that involves music for kids, and that's through the Music Therapy Center. And then we have some free community programs. We've mentioned jam sessions many times, and you saw those photos with Jason Mraz and Ziggy Marley. That program is currently on break for the summer. However, there are a bunch of free recorded versions on our website on bandingtogethersd.org, on that website that you can go back and watch. And you could also sign up for our fall semester, which will start. We have a couple of grants pending, so there is a possibility maybe a summer semester. But for right now, we hope you'll sign up for our fall semester. And then we have a couple other programs that we're writing grants for, including Songbirds and Rockstar Club. But in the meantime, there's some recorded programs of the ones that we offered during the first part of COVID. So we hope that, just to be clear, Songbirds is for young kids and Rockstar Club is for that tween age range, 9 to 11-ish. So we hope you take advantage of those free things on our website. And then just a little point of reference that we do have some digital resources and things for sale. And we'll tell you some more about that in some of the next upcoming slides, but we hope you'll check those out. In fact, we are doing a little webinar series during the month of April in honor of Autism Awareness Month. We had our first webinar last week on academics and movement, but we're doing just little mini 30-minute introductions to using music strategies within your home or classroom. So we hope you'll sign up for those. We're going to talk about coping strategies, how to handle when things don't go your way, daily living skills like brushing teeth, and also social communication skills through music. And that just gives you like a brief highlight of how you might use some music tips. But we're going to talk about it in harmony training that's coming up. That's our full-blown in harmony training that will really give you a bigger view. This is for anyone who's interested in playing music, has a keyboard, and they're interested in learning how to adapt their keyboard, more geared for music teachers, music therapists, music educators, but also parents are welcome to attend as well. So this will be every Monday in May. Again, they're free, and we can send out the link of how you register for those because it's bit.ly/MTCCA. If you go back one more time, Rebecca, one slide, I could announce it out loud. MTCCA workshops reg. So I'll try to put that in the chat while you guys are wrapping things up. But I had one more thing I wanted to share with you. So I wanted to give you a little tip about instruments in your home, found sounds, making music, right? So I made these this morning. I made some drums out of ball glass jars. So you can make music anywhere, anytime, from any great objects in your kitchen and throughout your house. So next time you're in the mood for a jam session, highly recommended to make some fun instruments from your house. I love during non-COVID times when I'm driving a lot, I keep a shaker in my car. And when I'm stressed out, I turn on the radio and I start to rock out to a song, and people at stoplights are like, "What are you doing?"
I love it, Julie. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I love the shake. I remember the music instruments that you and Leah, shout out to Leah Morrison at the Music Therapy Center of California. We talk a lot and schedule all of our musical play groups and in harmony sessions. And you and Leah sent me an amazing list of instruments for families to create at home, that being one of them. And I think like you can make an at-home tambourine, and you can use plastic Tupperware for drums. So there's so many good ideas that you came up with. So thank you for having that as a resource. And if anybody wants to know, I'll include it in the recap email as well. And thank you for mentioning our In Harmony workshop. It will be this at the end of this month on Thursday, April 29th. So that's for parents and music therapists. Julie, would you want to say a little bit more about that and what they can expect?
Sure. So it's a music strategies training. So we're going in depth, I wouldn't say hugely in depth. We're skimming the surface, let's say that, about how music and the brain work and how to maximize those principles into daily life. So we do talk about how to embed music throughout the day for kids of all ages, using music to help us, whether it's giving directions, whether it's transitioning throughout the day, whether it's, learning academic skills, all those things. And so we also teach you through a structure how to fade music so that when you're at the grocery store, you don't have to sing about saying hello. You can actually say hello in the store. So it's a fun training, very hands-on and interactive. So we hope you'll join us on Zoom for that training at the end of April.
Definitely. And you can always contact me. I'll include the flyer and everything in the recap email, and we'll post it on YouTube in the YouTube description as well, our recap email for anybody to access.
Julie, I want to let you know too, before we all go, if anyone has questions, but that Jeff's here from Massachusetts and Cindy's here from Pennsylvania.
Wow. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Hi, Cindy.
We love our East Coast peeps.
Big time.
And Karen said, Julie, you are such a gift. Thank you for sharing your joy with all of us today. So much fun. So I'm going to open it up to any questions. We'll just take a minute. You can unmute yourself. I know we have a few parents on here. Now's the time you can type it in the chat as well, and I can read it for you.
Terrence, you may not know this, but I know who you are because I've heard you play trombone before and I've seen you in a video. You're very local, a very famous local celebrity.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I do compose music. I sing, I sent the chat down.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you.
And also to make music.
Yeah, Terrence and his mom did a wonderful lunch and learn.
I think that was February, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, thank you, Terrence. That you have such a good memory. So that's also.
Yeah, I can't find the new videos for week 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. I don't seem to find it.
I can send it to you, Terrence.
Okay.
Awesome.
What Terrence is talking about, if anyone doesn't know, he's our liaison and spokesperson for the San Diego.
I'm doing the liaison for a spokesperson for the San Diego Symphony.
Yeah. Thank you, Terrence. And we send out those videos every week, and we're right. Are we on the 7th week, Terrence?
Yeah, I'm on week 7. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even realize it was 7. Oh my gosh. I love all of them that you've done.
Oh, thanks.
It's an 8-week series, and Terrence has his own playlist on our YouTube channel. So everybody tune into that. It's really fun. Each week.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, we're getting closer to 1 o'clock. We already went a little bit over. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. But if you have any questions, Julie, is it okay if I share your contact information in the recap email? Awesome. Thank you. So everybody, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or Julie directly, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. So I'll take a group picture right now before we go. If everybody wants to turn on their cameras, big smiles. I love it, John. Got a coffee mug. That's another idea. Great idea, John. Okay, big smiles, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much again, Julie.
Thanks, Julie. Take care. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
See you next week.